XFM.
Exposure with John Kennedy,
where people can come and reconstruct a new future for the world.
XFM.
It is Grasscut on Exposure XFM with Radar from the new album Everyone Was a Bird, which is out next week through Low Recordings, and I'm very pleased to say that Grasscut are back here.
And it's very, very nice to be here, John.
I was going to put on all the microphones. Not everybody's on a microphone. Andrew is on a microphone, so you can speak for everybody.
I speak for them all.
Yes. It's good to have you all back here. Thank you so much for coming in. And the third album out next week on a new label, Low Recordings, although it's not a new label, it's been around for a long time, but a new home for you.
Yes.
And this new record, I think, it seems to bear witness to a new sound, I think, for Grasscut in a way.
Yeah, I think we'd see it as a development from the last album. I mean, certainly, I think from where we started in, when was it, 2010 to now, there has been quite a change. But I think there were things that we did on Unearth in certain tracks, started using strings and live drums, maybe patchily on that album, and we've definitely nailed that more on this one, and that's partly playing live with a live band and just trying to develop a more consistent sound, just written for 5 people and not, a few guests as well. But we just wanted to have something that sounded consistent all the way through the album, which is just a way of controlling a mad digital world where you can do anything any of the time. Just, make some limits and see what happens, really.
Yeah, because it's quite interesting, because when it started, it was quite sample-based, and you used a lot of field recordings in what you were doing, and it seems as if, being forced onto a stage has forced you or led you in the direction of a more straightforward approach, in a way. In a way,
although I'd say there's still samples in it, there's still lots of electronics, but I suppose we were trying to do something different with the electronics, where so much of the time now you hear electronically driven rhythms, and if there's violins or vocals, they're sort of floating over the top. And really, this record was to take the rhythm from more traditional places like live drums and use the electronics as the texture. So just sort of reverse the roles that you hear in a lot of electronic or dance-based music now. So that was the idea, just to try and find a new space, which maybe nobody else isn't quite doing in the same way, hopefully.
Yeah, and you've continued your connection with landscape, though, because that's a main theme of your writing, Andrew, isn't it?
It always is, yeah. I just find myself in lonely, windswept places thinking about music. just seems to come out in the songs, and again, field recordings and things like that. And this is very much about an area of Wales where I spend a lot of time, where my sort of forebears come from, and it's a strange and lonely place, but it's quite an inspiring spot as well. So I think that really comes through on the record.
Excellent. Well, you're here tonight, but you're not alone. You have your musical partner, Marcus O'Dare, is here.
Indeed.
Hello, Marcus. He's got the keyboard out, and Emma Smith is here to play violin and do some backing vocals, and Aaron is here to play the drums.
Indeed.
And what's the first song you're going to play?
The first song is the first track from the album. It's called Islander.
Okay, excellent. This is Grasscut performing live on Exposure XFM.
Stretches in a thin smile, and the water is cold and so green against the granite. But you're floating out, your feathers white upon the water. Swim back to me now. yourself a while. For the islander, sunlight pools upon the channel. And the furrows are bare, so black against the clouds. But you're diving down between the lines and sinker. Swim back to me now. Climb the winding path up to the road that leads you into town and into the square, to gaze upon the stones that they laid there. Feel the iron heel pressed into your back. You're back to home, the place before you go. Feel the sun a while, then back to the cold, cold. Diving off the rocks below the road.
Fantastic. Grasscut performing live on Exposure XFM with Islander, one of the songs that features on the new album, Everyone Was a Bird. Sounding great.
Thank you very much.
Really
Thank
good.
you.
Really enjoyed that. We're going to take a quick break and give you a breather, and then we'll be back with more from Grasscut on the way.
Exposure with John Kennedy. XFM.
I'm John Kennedy, and tonight my live guests are Grasscut. Andrew Phillips is the man closest to a microphone, so he has to do all the speaking. The others are slightly further away. But we have Marcus and Emma and Aaron here. And Marcus was just saying that the last time you came in, you brought in a double bass that Marcus played, which was a kind of the jazz session, possibly. But tonight is the kind of stripped back acoustic.
It's stripped back acoustic. We do have an electronic keyboard, but it's definitely slightly less jazz than we were last time. Not that we were that jazz.
Because I'm trying to remember the early days, which was just the two of you. And Marcus would be playing keyboards and the double bass, and there'd be all these electronics too.
Yeah, we had electronics, electric guitar, vocals, samples, you know. And
there was a unity of style too, because you both had jackets with shirts, and well, you look quite smart, I think.
We were
with your top buttons done up.
Suited and booted, we were. Yeah. Things have changed. Not much, a little bit.
Tonight you're good. Well, it's radio. You don't need to dress in the suits. Although some people do for that kind of thing.
But don't describe what we're wearing. For
They look amazing in these incredible suits, all handmade in Wales. No, it's amazing. Why not? No.
Sheep are good for something.
Yeah, well, they're very good for many things. So what's the next song you're going to play?
The next song is called Curlews.
Okay, this is one of my favourites on the album.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's good. What's Curlews all about?
Well, a curlew is a wading bird with a very long beak, and around the place I was talking about before in mid Wales, there's a long estuary, and you sometimes see curlews there digging down into the mud for worms, and it seemed like a good metaphor for digging about in the landscapes of your ancestors trying to find things. So
right, so you are physically you're physically looking for your ancestors in the mud,
in the mud
of the estuary,
perhaps metaphorically.
But it is great sometimes when they uncover footprints from thousands of years ago. That is quite exciting, and then they get covered up again.
I know, it's tragic. 10,000 years. There's something. In fact, in the Robert McFarlane book, he's done some liner notes for our new album. He talks about there's I think a mother and a father's footprints and a child from like 12,000 years ago, but they're only going to last like a week before the tide rubs them out. But it's amazing.
Yeah, that's in the old ways, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
What a great book that is.
It is.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, so Curlews it is.
Curlews it is.
Wading Birds by Grasscut live on Exposure XFM.
town still clinging on at the end of the ridge, all but lost to me now. Ebbing away.
with John Kennedy. XFM.
We're into the third hour tonight, and Grasscut are my live studio guests. I'm John Kennedy. Andrew Phillips is the spokesman for Grasscut tonight because he's the only one actually in front of a microphone.
This is true.
Everybody else has one pointed in their general direction.
Marcus can shout very loud then.
Yeah, give us a cry.
Hi.
Yeah, so there you go. That was very good. And so Robert McFarlane does the sleeve notes to the new record. Well, I haven't seen the finished copy. So what does he say in the sleeve notes? He says, "Grasscut, my favourite band. I love him."
He's very nice about it. He's very, very. He goes very deep indeed. And it turned out that because we sort of thought we had a few things in common with him, and we'd approach him thinking, well, there's no way this will work out. And it turned out he knew of us, and it's a few tracks he really liked. And
because in some of the books he refers to music, and music that he's listening to while writing, and music that connects to the writing in different ways. You know, it evokes an atmosphere or evokes a place that he goes to. This is a bit of a side and a side, but because he does some strange things, like get up in the middle of the night to go for a walk for 10 miles, and I'm just intrigued how he balances that with the life of as a professor and life as a family man, and how he managed to do all that. Because
I'm none the wiser. I've got no idea.
I was hoping you'd enlighten me.
I've got no idea. No, but he's interesting in music. We were talking about it on the way up. He did a piece of The Guardian. He's talking about us and the Memory Band and These New Puritans and other people sort of loosely based a landscape. And he's really clued in. He has some really interesting things to say about it, I think.
Yeah.
And for us, he just goes very deep on the words and the sort of themes of the songs. And it's lovely. I mean, I think it's a really nice, if I wanted somebody to set the scene for this record, he's done it.
So perfectly. You sent him the album. Sorry.
They're on the Court by the River site.
Oh, okay. So you can look at the notes already.
You can read them. Yeah. And they're on our site as well.
Right.
Grasscut.com.
Say that again?
Grasscutmusic.com.
Okay, that's good. That's a good plug. Yes. And so he heard the album and then responded to that, but he was already aware of what you were up to.
He was already aware of what we were doing, and then we met for a few hours and talked a whole load of stuff, and he asked a few questions and went away and wrote it, yeah.
Excellent.
So, and a lovely thing it is too.
Yeah, great. I can't wait to read it.
Excellent.
So what's the next song you're going to do?
We're going to do a song called Snowdown.
And is it a little explanation?
I think it must be about 2013. There was a huge snowfall in Brighton, and everything shut down. And in fact, I think Mark was supposed to be coming down from London. He was living in London at the time and couldn't make it. So I thought, as you do, I'm going to go for a massive walk through the town and walk through the South Downs for about 16 miles. And there was no one. It was just completely dead. And all you could hear was the sound of snowflakes frying on the power lines. Hence the song that we're about to play.
Okay, excellent. You've conjured it up very nicely. This is Grasscut performing live on Exposure XFM with Snowdown.
Has come again. Snow has come again. Hear it on the power lines. See it fall again. White is quiet again. Silent white again. In its soft apocalypse, white is quiet again. Clouds are forming to the south again. Marinas buried in the snow. cinema, silent and empty down below. Snow has come again. Snow has come again. Hear it on the power lines. See it fall again.
Lovely, there's lots of looks going on. People looking at each other. I presume that's it. Sounding fantastic. That is Grasscut with Snow Down. And Brighton being covered in snow must be pretty unusual, really.
It's really unusual. Yeah. It's and a lot of snow. You know, you couldn't see anything; it was just complete whiteout. So, yeah, unforgettable day.
And I guess almost to you as a resident, it seemed like you had to write to that. You know, write and respond to it.
Yeah, and partly because a lot of this album is based in Wales, where you do often see loads of snow. It was just quite a nice reversal to actually do the cold sort of semi-Arctic stuff down on the south coast where it's normally really balmy. Yeah. So that's why it was such a weird day. Yeah, but it's kind of beautiful and silent as well.
Yeah. No, it sounds you conjure the scene very nicely.
Thank you very much.
So Everyone Was a Bird is the title of the album. It's out next week. And are there live things that we should be plugging as well as the album?
We're playing at Rough Trade on the 20th, and we're doing an album launch at Electroworks in Angel on the 8th of June, and we're playing in Brighton on the 17th of June. Well done, Emma. Thank you. So those are the things we're doing.
Yeah.
Doing around the record, yeah.
And moving further away, I mean, we should be playing in Wales, it seems to me.
Yeah, we're playing Festival number 6 at Podmaidion.
Very good.
In North Wales, and we're playing at Rockaway Beach Festival, and we're doing various other things, which I can't... they're also all on the website, grasscutmusic.com.
Okay, excellent. Another good plug. Thanks so much for coming in.
Pleasure, thanks.
Great to have you here. We should say Emma Smith on violin and backing vocals, Aaron on drums, Marcus O'Dare on keyboards, and Andrew Phillips on vocals and guitar. That was Grasscut. And I thought, I was going to play the Lovely Eggs, so I'll play them in a minute. So I thought we'd continue a kind of landscape theme. This is called The River. It's King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Exposure with John Kennedy. XFM. If you like this podcast, why not check out some of the other great ones available to download at xfm.co.uk. XFM.